What's the pushing point that you're like, dog, all right, that's it. I just got to go full force here.
Honestly, I felt like I was at that time in my life while I was working there, I was making a lot of money. I had gone out of the military. I never went to college or anything like that. So to get a job that would pay me close to $120,000 to $150,000 a year to do what I was doing, it was a big blessing in my life at that time. But on the other end, I felt like I got caught up and I became a slave to a tax bracket, because I could never now leave that job or pursue something that maybe would be more fulfilling, because in life you never want to go backwards, as far as your financial movements and whatnot. So I felt trapped, and I felt that the only thing I could do would be to just every single waking moment to go on YouTube, study a new tutorial, and try to apply whatever I was trying to learn into something tangible, whether it was something I would film of my daughter or something I was filming with a artist friend of mine, et cetera, et cetera. And I did that. So on my lunch hours, I was just nonstop. And then I started getting recognized, I guess, for different things. And I eventually started touring. Shout out Brai. He's a pop and very dope artist from Puerto Rico. He took me on tour to Colombia. He took me to Spain with him. And I remember at that time I had taken, vacation time from, the job I was working. And when I came back, I was making good money at that time in the art thing, and I realized I was making just about the same on the art end as I was on the 9-to-5 life. And so at that point, some guy some mechanic came up to me, started arguing with me, and he was just bah bah. And I remember just thinking, I was like, man, I was just experiencing a whole nother side of the world and life and what's capable off of what hard work can do in this field and in the creative fields that I want to be involved in. And I was just living that life, and I was living it at the pinnacle of what I thought you could live at, where you can reach it, because we were playing in front of huge crowds, and you're in rooms with big people. So to me, it was just like, when this guy started coming at me, I'm like, well, number one, you're a bitch, but number two, you're bitter about your life, and I'm still here, and I'm here feeling away right now because I'm making this conscious decision to do this, and I'm 1 foot in on this, but 1 foot in on the other thing. So I was like, fuck it, and I just jumped. And I asked my manager to come as he was bitching at me, and I was like, hey, look, I just want you to save your energy. Tara, I'm putting my 2 weeks in. She's like, what? I was like, yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm like, save the energy, bro. I hope you have an amazing lunch and a great life. And he was like, you too, man. And that was it. It just proved to me in that moment, whatever he was pissed off about in that moment, bitching at me and what was making me feel away, it was just because of his position in life. And it was from a lack of taking that step, whether it was scary or not. And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And I've been doing it, knock on wood or whatever. I've been doing it now for 5-6 years. So I hope I can make it to a decade. And if I don't, then you know what? I had a great run. I've lived a lot of life, and I'm grateful for the experiences that I've had. And but I just hope I can keep on doing it. I'm gonna keep on working. That's my intention.
That's an incredibly well worded answer, man. And thanks for sharing that.